Welcome back to Your Hour. Joining me now is Jamie Whitfield, who is my assistant, and also she is a recovering addict. Actually, you're more recovered than recovering.
I am delivered.
You are delivered. I like
Yes.
that word. And Jamie's been trying to share a lot of the things that the tools that she has gained in order to fight this. And she wants to share them with people, and I think that's so commendable, and I hope that she's reaching people with all this information. But last week when we talked, you were talking about the third step of
Yes.
the tell me what steps means, because I really like that.
There's solutions to every problem
Okay.
in the NA program. And so from the third step, we go to the fourth, and we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And really with this, it just goes back to I see it as a dark house with a candle, and you go into that dark house with your candle, and I am the light, I am the candle in this dark house of mine, and it's time for me to search in an honest, uncut, raw, inventory of myself and the problems that I have gathered through the years, the seeds that were planted before my addiction, took off, with active addiction using the drugs.
And we're not talking about a lifetime of addiction. We're talking
No.
about like a 3-year period.
Yes, but and that was in my active addiction. But way before that, I feel like there were some things implanted in my life through my childhood and things that whenever you come to the realization that you're not enough, and you don't process things like that, and you grow up, then eventually you're going to fill them voids with something that gives you that instant gratification. Because for so long you're asking permission from others to be happy. You're trying to seek happiness from others, and you can't give it to yourself. And this program is a it's not a selfish program, but it's a self program.
Right.
And we need others and to help us with that support and our sponsorship and the fellowship of NA program. But it is really a self program spiritually. It's a spiritual self program that you have to work deep within.
Well, and I would imagine that in the process of this self-examination and bringing things to light, you probably, it's probably kind of brutal, kind of painful, isn't it, at times?
It is, and especially if you have that self-centered honesty, just in place as a principle, to just get down to the core of it. It's just like having the onion and peeling them layers of denial, the disease of addiction, the character defects. We peel away from that, and then what are you left with? You're with that person, that light. That is lit, that person that you always knew you to be,
Yeah.
but you just couldn't reach that person within because the pain of whatever your trials or tribulations through your life you were going through, you just stuffed them. And then you gain resentments, you gain fear, then you feel guilt and shame. And so we have to peel away at these layers. And then when you get to that core, this is who I am, a
Yeah.
queen, when you peel away at the core. And here I am that light in that dark house. That dark house was my addiction. And the light is recovery. And that's just what I talk about every week is how my house is lit up now,
Yeah.
you know.
And I find it hard to equate you with the person that you were during your addiction.
Yes.
I can't. I just find it hard to equate those two. And I have mentioned before, I have somebody close to me who went through a period for a lot longer time, and I referred to that person as an imposter.
Yes, indeed.
Because it wasn't the person I knew
No.
while he was in the throes of his addiction. Now that he's clean, he's the person I remembered.
Yes.
So it's like it was an imposter that took
Yes.
over his body for a while.
And that's what the disease of addiction does. It just puts in an imposter in our place, and then before we know it, we don't know who we are. That imposter has taken over our life, and we just go along with it. It's just like a joyride, we're just along for the ride until you have hit your rock bottom, or you just have, go to jail,
Yeah.
or, you just, and sometimes people don't even reach them points. They die before they can even find themselves.
Well, and you mentioned to me before, there's three outcomes.
Yeah, jails, institutions, or death.
Yeah.
And even when,
and I don't like any of those.
no, and even when I say death, you don't have to physically die. I mean, really, I walked around here spiritually dead for 3 years, until I have been delivered from my disease of addiction and found my higher power again. Because at one point, I stopped believing in God. Because I only believed into the drugs, that was my God. I mean,
Yeah.
Please, and it's the only time I prayed to God is, please, Lord, let this go away, or please, Lord, don't let me go to jail, or, it was just so insane. But, working these steps, I have restored my insane thinking back to sanity. I have applied the steps and traditions that I've been taught into my life, and I walk the same way I talk.
And those are things that you're willing to share with other people to give them the benefit of what you've learned.
Yes.
So that maybe there might be someone there that you can reach.
Yes.
That can benefit from
Yes.
from this information.
Yes, because what we're taught in the program is, in order to keep what I got to give it away.
There you go.
I got to give it away. And so if anybody's listening and they want what I got, here it is.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Jamie, it's always such a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks
you.
for joining us today.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we have Kevin Jenks, who is the director of the National Baseball Congress World